What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm back with another Smack Talk Top 5. We're at with the Smack Talks and the Smackdowns, and I'm all on it. I got them all. I got my mic in front of me because I just realized that instead of having my mic aside of me, it'd be better if I have my mic in front of me. See how that works? See, you learn stuff new every day. Before we get into it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all the good stuff in the book. And we're going to get into some Smackdown tomorrow, as in today, because this is what I'm recording. I'm recording today, 6:48 in the morning. Takeover Vengeance Day, not Takeover Saint Valentine's Day Massacre, because why not? It's whatever. But Saint Vengeance Day, Vengeance Day is today. Before we get to that, we gotta get to SmackDown, which, of course, as always, is a good show. Was it better than all the other shows? Probably not, but still a decent show. So we're gonna get into it. There was 5 shows, sort of like there was for NXT, but NXT had a lot more like segments than this one did. We had 5 solid matches, so we're just gonna get into the show really. So number 5 is Bailey versus Liv Morgan. Of course, the thing going on with this thing is Billie Kay really wants to be a Riot Squad. She did everything in her power to be a Riot Squad member person. She gave her resume and all the good stuff. But then she started costing Liv and Ruby the matches. And at first they've been trying to be nice to tell her, like, look, we love you, but, can't help you, gotta do it. But she kept coming along. So last week, Bailey had a match with Ruby, and she was on commentary, and she thought that she was going to need help. So Billie Kay got, like, on an apron, and she's, like, doing crazy stuff on the, on the apron. She's trying to push the rope so she could get it. And the ref was like, my girl, what are you doing? And, Ruby went to roll her up, and ref didn't see it. She ends up with the Rose Plant, I think that's called. Bailey's finish. She wins. This week, there was no Billie Kay for at first, and then, of course, as always, solid match. First of all, this was a solid match. Liv Morgan was out here doing great work. Did I write anything for them? No, I didn't write anything for him. But Liv did get some good offense in. She hit a Bailey was gonna roll her. She was gonna hit her with her Rose Plant, and then she got out of it. She got like the double knees and like a plant buster thing on her. And she kicked out, and then Billie Kay tries to come out with all her resume. She tried to apologize to her and all that good stuff. And Ruby got the paper. She was like, "Hey, what are you doing this for?" And she like goes behind her and she throws the papers behind her, and then a ref tries to like clean it out the ring. Bailey rakes the eye. She said, "Rah!" And she pins Liv Morgan for the 1, 2, 3. And then she goes out there. She thanks Billy. She's like, "Ha, I win because of you. Thank you." And she leaves. So more trouble in the Wyatt Squad family, and also during the WWE.com. Liv sort of kind of blamed Ruby Riott for throwing the papers. So now we're going to do a thing where, of course, another female tag team gets split up because, we don't have enough of them, so split them all up. Number 4, we have the Mysterios versus Sammy and Corbin. This was, I guess, originally a regular tag team match, but it turned into a qualifier match. We'll get into that later. But again, another solid match. I think Dom Mysterio right now works best as a tag team. Just like with him and his father, like if they just continue being a tag team, I think he'll be good. He'll get the skills that he'll need from, of course, Rey Mysterio, who's literally the greatest luchador of all time. And then the people that he's in the ring with, like, because when he's in the ring with Seth Rollins, who's a really good worker, obviously, and with Buddy Murphy, again, fantastic worker. He'll do great. Also, when he's in a tag team, he was in a tag team with Humberto Carrillo. He did really well. So they keep the tag team thing with him. Help the tag team division. With Street Profits, them, Alpha Academy, Dirty Dogs, Usos. When they come back, they'll have a solid tag team division. And for now, to keep them like that. But of course, Sami Zayn talking at the mouth was like, man, it's crazy. Have to qualify me. Have to qualify for this match. You know what? Refs, don't screw us of this opportunity because we deserve it. And yeah, they win. Haluva kick on Sami Zayn after um, uh, he goes for like a blue thunder bomb. He gets a 2 from that. Um, Dom hit like a swinging DDT neckbreaker thing. Corbett comes in, Ray takes him out, and then Dom was like, "Hey, you go away," and then he turns around, exploder suplex, haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. Dom almost murdered himself with that suicide dive. Did suicide dive on Sami Zayn. His face almost hit the announce desk. That was crazy. I was a little scared. I ain't gonna hold you, but he's okay. He lost though. Intermission before I get to the top 3 because I kind of forgot that this was part of a segment. Sommelier was looking for Sasha Banks. For some reason, Sasha Banks is always talking to. Actually, I'll get to that second. Sasha Banks is always talking to Kalisto for whatever reason. Sommelier comes. He was like, "Hey, this is for you." And he was like, "Man, I don't want no more of these games." She's like, "No, it's nothing like that." And then she was like, "You really think I could? I'm the best, and she can't beat me. Bianca can't beat me." She's like, "Yeah, you're the best, number one here for that." He was like, "Oh, thanks." And then she said, "Give Carmella my regards or whatever like that." So number 3, Big E versus Nakamura. Big E comes out, pretty much was talking about how he had, he said it when he won his title, he's going to be a defending champion, and pretty much was like, well, now that I got Sammy and Apollo out the way, and then of course Apollo Crew, he comes out, and he was like, man, I know what you're going to say. I read your mind. He was like, you're going to do an open challenge. I'm here. I would love to accept, this close to beating you. And Biggie was like, you're half right. He was like, yeah, I was looking for an opponent. I was going to do an open challenge, but bro, you ain't it. Like, I beat you multiple times. Like, I keep giving you chance after chance, and you keep losing. Like, back of the line. And then Apollo was like, but I thought you said you was a fighting champion. You said you willing to fight off all comers. Like, I'm a challenger. Like, you should come. He was like, nah, like, back of the line. Like, I already beat you. Like, you need to go back to catering. You need to do whatever you had to do, but it's time to go. Like, out of here. He was like, you hard-headed. Like, you need to go. And then Apollo's like, nah, I'm not going back to catering. It's like, nah, you need to go. I'm telling you to go back to catering because you're not getting another shot of this title. And then Apollo was jaw-jacking him. And then he just picks up his mic. He was like, send me out my next challenger. And then Nakamura comes out. They have the match. It's good stuff. Commentary is really driving home the fact is like, nah, like, we like Apollo, but like, Biggie's right. Like, he's had multiple, like, even Corey Graves, who's like a heel, who's supposed to be big enough like the heel. He was like, nah, like, Apollo had his chance. Like, he needs to go to the back of the line. Like, he needs to, like, go to the drawing board, get some wins or whatever like that. Apollo's was trying to make sure that Big E didn't win. Like, every time he would kind of get the advantage, he would like go on top of the ropes until Nakamura got the advantage, and then Nakamura gets the advantage. He was like, and commentary, and I was also thinking that it was probably because he's out the way. I get my chance against Nakamura, and maybe I could beat him and I get the title. But Big E gets his, he gets on the his thing. He's about to hit his big ending, and Apollo comes out. boom, drop kick to the face because he's about to hit the big ending. Nakamura like pushes him out the way, gets drop kick, he wins by DQ. Big E's not happy. Even Nakamura's not happy. He's like, bro, like, what are you doing? You literally just cost me my championship. So I would expect Nakamura not to be a happy person. I expect maybe another triple threat at Elimination Chamber. Maybe Nakamura versus Big E, like official at Fastlane, and then Big E versus Apollo final time, WrestleMania. But yeah, it was good stuff. Apollo turned heel. It's what we like to see. And I would love it for them to trade back and forth with the Intercontinental Championship. Like, Big E's doing good stuff with it. Number 2, numero dos. Street Profits versus the Alpha Academy. Street Profits, obviously, they want the tag team championships back. And Alpha Academy, you know, I'm pretty sure they want to be tag team champions. You know, it's all about respect in this game. And you know, they did really good. Chad Gable and Montez Ford, the other one, Angelo Dawkins. Their chain wrestling they did because they were both like wrestlers, like high school wrestlers. Showed off their Olympic high school wrestling type skills. It was fantastic. And then Montez Ford tried to get in there. Chad Gable was all on him. He was like, nah, you can't. You're not hanging with me. Like, go bring Dawkins back. He was like, you might be athletic, but you're not messing with me in the wrestling business. Otis gets in there. They do, you know, exchanges and stuff like that. This was a really good match. I loved it. Street Profits are fantastic. I love everything about them. They're good. I really hope that like Chad Gable and like adds more to like his Alpha Academy. I mean, I know he kind of has Daniel Bryan. He's there by association. I'm pretty sure Cesaro might be there, being okay with it now. But yeah, I kind of hope they add more people. Like, who else is there? Like Buddy Murphy. Like, they said they didn't have anything really for Buddy Murphy to do. Maybe add Buddy Murphy to the Alpha Academy because I saw him out there. We'll talk about that in a second too. Like, I saw him out there. Kalisto's really not doing anything but talking to Sasha Banks these days. Like, throw him in the Alpha Academy, that might be fire. Aleister Black, I don't even know where Aleister Black is. Throw him in the Alpha Academy. Nah, don't throw him in the Alpha Academy. Throw him in the Intercontinental Championship. Put him in there. Put him in the Intercontinental. It would be Aleister Black, Big E, Apollo, Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura. Oh, come. Oh, that's. And then your 6-1, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin. I don't care. Any one of them. Just throw them all in there. Like in that Intercontinental titles picture. Magnifique. But in the end, do I got notes for this? Nope. I just got Profits versus Gable Academy. Okay, cool. But yeah, that was a good match. Street Profits win. They were pretty much like Gable and Otis was practicing like a new tag team finisher, and they were showing it and stuff like that. And when they got the caterpillar and the elbow on him, he was like, "Tag me in, let's get in this new finisher." He goes to the top rope. Well, he was about to run the ropes. Montez Ford said, "Nah, think about the ropes." Spine buster. Frog splash from the top of the Raptors. 1, 2, 3, they win. After that, they come out, and Sasha Banks' music hits. Dun 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 dun. But you know not the way. And you know their Street Profits are dancing with them, and then like in the background, Montez Ford, you can see Montez going like that. New champ, and he leaves, insinuating that his wife Bianca Belair is gonna be new champion. But anyways, she comes out. And she was saying, you know, I love Bianca like a little sister, but she ain't. But if she wants to be the best, she wants to claim that she's the best. She got to come through me. And then Bianca Belair comes out. She was like, "Man, I heard what you got to say. I respect you too. I love you too, but like you ain't the boss of me." And then she's about to talk, and then Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, for whatever reason, come out, and you know, she was like, they talk about you that you won the Royal Rumble. We got our titles back. We became 2-time women's tag team champion, and then Sasha Banks was like, I'm 2-time first. I'm also 2-time women's champion and the first time women's champion. And she was like, yeah. So she pretty much they talked about that, and then she was like, oh, I kind of knew that you was coming to my house. I got some footage for you guys. So they showed the footage, and it was from Shayna Baszler getting beaten by Naomi. And she was like, oh, whoops, my bad. I didn't even mean to show that. I meant to show that. And Nia Jax was like, hey, don't you dare. And then they showed the thing, my home. They showed that thing. And then she gets mad. And then they try to tag team on them. And they do this really cool, well, first they did the thing with Nia Jax when they split her. And they did my whole thing. And then they went in there and they did like a cool Grand Slam, like knee to the face move on Shayna Baszler. It was kind of cool. So we already know that Naomi and Lana are #1 contenders for the tag team titles, but are they going to have them in the contention for the tag team titles too on her way to her picking in the end Sasha Banks? Interesting. The segment itself was trash, but it is what it is. So #1, with the stories throughout the whole night, I'm going to add all of this, is the Dirty Dogs versus Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. So I'm adding all of this in there. Roman Reigns comes out with Paul and Jey Uso. Pretty much said that, and then Scrap Iron was already in the ring. He said that pretty much that I don't wait for you, you wait for me. I'm the sun. This place revolves around me, and pretty much talks about the Elimination Chamber. And Pierce was like, yeah, I have this contract that you're gonna be inside. You're gonna defend your title in an Elimination Chamber, like Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns laughs it off. He was like, ha, Paul, get him. And Paul pretty much just said, Roman Reigns is not going to be inside the Elimination Chamber. They said that he'll defend it at Elimination Chamber, but he won't be defending it inside the Elimination Chamber. You can put whoever you want in the chamber, but whoever wins that is going to face Roman Reigns right after that. And then Paul was starting to rip him. He was like, what are you going to do about it? He was like, you're going to fire Roman Reigns? Like, strip of the title right before WrestleMania? Ha! He was like, that WrestleMania last year was the lowest attendance of fans last year without Roman Reigns? And then Pierce was like, dude, really? Like, obviously. It was actually a funny line. And then he was like, so do whatever you want, but Reigns is not doing it. He was like, well, okay, cool. I guess I got some work to do, so I guess we'll have some qualifying matches or whatever. And but I know there's two people who don't want to, that shouldn't qualify. They got the resume that they shouldn't qualify. He said, so one of them, he took you to the limit, past couple of times for that Universal Championship. Your first opponent who's going to be in the chamber is Jey Uso. And then Jey was like, oh, that's awkward. And he was like, and the second opponent, who's kind of built a little rivalry with you, was Kevin Owens. And then Roman Reigns gets mad. He storms in there. He looks at Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron's not backing down because he's Scrap Iron, because he's the best. And he was like, you know what? You're lucky. He was like, okay. And then, Paul was like, relax. We don't want to. Your time, sir. And then they go in the back. And then Sonya Deville pretty much said, hey, man, you stood up to Roman Reigns and you didn't get beat up. He was like, hey, that's cool. He was like, yeah, I had my run-ins with him a couple times, but, we gotta make some qualifying matches. Sonya was like, man, I'm already on it. He was like, the match, instead of doing singles matches, the match that was with the Mysterios and Sammy and Corbin, notified him, made it a tag team match, and the winning team will enter the chamber. He was like, oh, that's a good idea. I like that. So that's when that match happened, when Sammy said, oh, I got to do the whole thing. And then they went back again, and they were talking, and the Dirty Dogs, Ziggler and Rob Roode, came in there. It was like, can we help you? And it was pretty much saying that they wanted to be in the chamber. and they were making fun of him like, oh, you want to be in the chamber at the same time, like in the chamber together in the same pod, you want to like do it? And they were like, no, we want to be in separate chamber pods things. And they was just like making fun of him. It was like, well, you're gonna have to earn it against your opponents, which was Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. And then Seth Rollins comes back, of course. Pretty much talks about, well, first of all, he came in a whole bunch of leather. Like, even his tie was leather. He came out with a "Burn It Down." He came back with that theme song. Pretty much talked about that he's now a father of a baby girl, beautiful baby girl. And he said that everybody's talented, and he realizes now that he is the leader that they all need. Everybody needs him, and everybody leaves and stuff like that. He's like, embrace the something, embrace the power of embracement or something like that. Lights go up. He notices that nobody's there. He turns around. Cesaro's the only one there. He's like, man, I knew you. I knew it. I knew you'd be the one. I knew it. And then Cesaro's like, nah, man. It's like, I'm just polite, but I'm out. And then he's about to walk out, and Seth Rollins gets mad, and he starts attacking Cesaro. Officials come. He's like, all right, I got you. Nah, I'm going to keep attacking Cesaro. Daniel Bryan comes, starts to beat on Cesaro, or beat on Seth Rollins. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, Seth Rollins versus Cesaro? Yes, please give me all of that. Give me that every week. I will take it next week. I'll take it at Fastlane. I'll take it at Elimination Chamber. Like, have them at Elimination Chamber, and then put Cesaro in the Elimination Chamber, and then have it at Fastlane, and then have it at WrestleMania, and have Cesaro win all of them. It's going to be great. And then they had a backstage segment about Cesaro. He said he's okay. He said he's not going to let his team down. And there still will be in the chamber. And Daniel Bryan said he's one of the toughest people that he knows. And then comes the match. The match was fantastic. I mean, you have Daniel Bryan, you have Cesaro, you have Dolph Ziggler, and you have Robert Roode. Like, you don't have bad matches with those four people. Like, they're all just fantastic. And it was good. Very good. And the winner of the match, of course, as you would guess, would be Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I don't know what this means for, like, okay, so after the match, well, Cesaro wins with, he was about to, Dolph Ziggler was about to hit a move on Cesaro. He reverses it. Robert Roode tries to get in. Boom, knee plus from Daniel Bryan. Torture rack, back neck breaker thing. Cesaro swing, sharpshooter. Dolph Ziggler taps out. Fantastic, by the way. And then Corbin and Sami Zayn was out the whole time. Jey Uso comes behind him. Boom, whacks him with a chair. And then all the heels start beating him up. And then they go in there and they start beating Jey Uso up. And then Corbin and Sami was like, oh, we're a team. No, Sami beats up Corbin. And then Kevin Owens comes out. He lays stunners to everybody except for Sami Zayn. Only one he didn't lay a stunner out on. But everybody else, you get a stunner. You get a stunner. Everybody gets a stunner. And then Roman was kind of watching a couple of times through the back, and he saw him. He's like, you see me? You see me? He's like, I'm never going to end. It's like, he's never going to be in the end with us. So I'm assuming that Edge is probably going to pick Drew McIntyre. And they're going to have the Elimination Chamber match. I don't think Kevin Owens is going to win. I think maybe Cesaro or Bryan is going to win. I would say Cesaro is probably going to win. Seth Rollins probably gets involved. That will set up their match at Fastlane. That will probably set up Nakamura and Seth and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, which is again going to be fantastic. I want to see Cesaro versus Nakamura at WrestleMania, Reigns versus Owens, Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. Yes, all of that. But they did a thing on Smack Talk today, yesterday technically, where Cesaro came. He came in. He was saying that, Daniel Bryan was saying that him and Cesaro have like the endurance to last inside the chamber and still wrestle Roman Reigns. He was like, Kevin Owens, I don't think he has the stamina. He said Corbin, I don't think he has the stamina. He said Sami Zayn definitely doesn't have the stamina. So I would hope something like next week where they do like individual matches. I would hope they do Cesaro versus Jey Uso because Jey is the one that hit Cesaro in the back with a chair. Get revenge on that. I would do Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan. Like Kevin Owens would be like, bro, I heard what you said on Smack Talk last week. He was like, yo, don't get it twisted. Like I grew like I've known you guys for like 15 plus years as well. I was from the same indies. I grew up the same back room those 15 years as you guys. Like don't this. He was like, you think I can't run the gauntlet? It was like, how about I show you tonight that I can? So you do that, and then you do Sami Zayn versus Corbin because Sami turned on Corbin and stuff like that. I would do those matches. And then I would probably do also Nakamura versus Apollo. Yeah, unfortunately, my laptop messed up, and I'm not going to go through any of this craziness. I guess Smackdown to B. Solid show. What did you guys think of this show? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.